All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fork Over the Ring, where we all know the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And today we are going to be making our pesto throw together pasta. And when I say throw together, what I mean is that pretty much we're going to use what I have in the fridge already. Good meals don't always require a lot of planning. Sometimes what you got is more than enough. So today's two stars are going to be our homemade pesto, and also we're going to be using a pasta from a company called No, which stands for No Better Foods. And their company pretty much has all the wheat or pasta and bread needs that you really like to go through and eat, but there are healthy alternatives to it, which is awesome for the new year. So to start off, we're going to make our homemade pasta. Today's pasta is going to include 3 cups of spinach, half a cup of toasted pecans, half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3/4 cups of Parmesan cheese, and salt to taste. The beautiful thing about pesto is that, like I said, this is a throw together meal. As long as you have greens, nuts, olive oil, and cheese, you got pesto. So you don't have to use spinach. You can use basil. You can use walnuts. You can really use whatever you want to use. And it pretty much works out. My rule in general is just 3 cups of veggies, half a cup of olive oil, and 3/4 cups of cheese. Also, the beautiful thing about pesto or homemade pesto is that you can adjust those measurements as you like it. This is just the way that I know I always get the consistency that I like. So we're gonna make our pesto. We're gonna blend it all up nice and smooth to make sure it's even consistency. And then we're gonna put that to the side for a little while and get to it later. So the next thing that we're gonna focus on is going to be our vegetables. With the veggies, we are going to use my favorites, which are always the same. I always keep peppers. I keep green peppers, red peppers in the fridge. I also always keep an onion of some sort. So the beautiful thing about the peppers is you can keep the seeds in if you want little spice. You don't have to use the seeds. I get rid of mine for this meal in particular because I do know when you're cooking for someone else, you always want to make sure they actually like spicy. Everyone doesn't like spicy. So although I love spicy food, they might not like that. The other beautiful meal thing about this meal is that it makes a lot of food. So everyone's meal prepping these days. This is enough food where you can prep for both you and babe for the week. Because I'm also going to show you a little trick I have for a salad later on. But go ahead, you're going to chop up these veggies. I like my veggies to be chopped up kind of big. I don't really like them tiny because one, it adds beautiful color to your meal. Two, it also allows you to be able to reduce on some of the meat if you want to because you are adding a lot of different texture to the food. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my onion. This is a shallot. Go ahead and chop that up again. We're not looking for neatness here. We are simply just looking for some nice rough chops to add on. And then I am adding in my garlic cloves. This is 2 garlic cloves here. And we are going to go ahead and use the onion. Sorry, for the onion, I use one of the cloves inside of that as well. And then, as you guys have probably known by now, I always keep cilantro of some sort in the fridge. So I went ahead and cut that up as well. Now to our little feature here. So like I said, the No Better line is a line made of healthy substitutes for your favorites. I love, love, love pasta. So they have a twist pasta, which is what we're using today, a rigatoni pasta, and they also have a macaroni shell. So you use those in replacement of your normal pastas. These are simply made of strictly chickpeas. After they have that, what I got in my shipment was the pastas. I also got their bread. The bread comes 2 in a pack, but you do have to buy at least 2 packs of the bread. So you get 4 slices in total. And the bread is pretty good. Just like the pasta, it tastes like a wheat bread. So the pasta tastes like wheat pasta. The bread tastes like wheat bread. And this comes with almonds, coconut, egg whites, things of that nature. So it's all very healthy. I also got the pancake mix and the cake mix. And I bought their syrup. So if you guys want me to do a review on that, let me know. And I'll also enter my discount code. So with the pasta, you're going to make it how you make any other pasta. We're going to start off by salting our water. Of course, the water is boiling. And be better than me. Read the instructions. This literally only has to cook for 2 minutes. So you're going to let that cook for 2 minutes. And in no time, we'll have our pasta done. You drain it, put a little bit of cold water on it, and we're good to go. So after we let our pasta cook, the next thing we're going to work on is our meats. So I personally love chicken thighs. They are just my favorite cut of the chicken to eat. So I take the chicken thighs and I start off with a hot skillet that I put olive oil in, and I start to seasoning. So my seasonings today were consisted of black pepper, some Cajun seasoning, adobo, salt, and smoked paprika. So I went ahead, I seasoned on both sides. There's a lot of chicken here because half of this went into the pasta. The other half of this actually I put to the side to meal prep salads for the week. Again, you guys can use this to meal prep both lunch and dinner for you and Bay. The way I meal prepped mine for me and my person this week is I went through and I made salads for lunch and the pasta for dinner. But of course, if either of us want to swap out, we definitely could. And again, I seasoned on both sides, and you're just going to cook those through until they're all the way done. And I also added salt to that. I do apologize, I didn't say it earlier. And again, as usual, if you guys don't like those seasoning choices, you can always swap them out. That's not the most important part. The most important part is just making sure that you do season it. Don't y'all be giving nobody no unseasoned food and say I told you to do it, because you'll be lying. And excuse the setup, guys. I am in the transition of moving to a new place. And this is the first time I have not had a fire stove. So I don't know what I'm doing in life. So anyway, next I went ahead and add sausage. This is actually Polish sausage that I had in the fridge. If you are being healthier, you can use turkey or chicken. It's your choice. You don't have to add any extra seasoning to the sausage because we use this the oil and seasoning from the chicken. But we are going to add Old Bay when we add our shrimp inside. And that's all. That's the only extra seasoning you're going to add to this part is the Old Bay. You're going to cook those until they're nice and pink and good. Then you're going to take it out, and we are going to keep the pan as is. Because I cook with wine, I went ahead and deglazed with my wine. I took too long, so I also went and added a little bit of the pasta water as well. And then we're going to start adding all the veggies we chopped up. So again, that's our onions, our green peppers, our red peppers, our garlic, our cilantro. Then we're going to go ahead and add in some mushrooms because I love mushrooms. And we're going to go ahead and add in about 2 to 3 handfuls of spinach. So I actually just used the rest of the spinach I had left over from my pesto. If you don't want to add spinach to this, alternative to use the spinach for is to use it in your smoothies for the week. So you're going to go ahead and you are going to mix that on up. Let it cook down to your desired texture. For me, this is just perfect because I do still want my veggies to have a little bite to them. Next, for our sauce, take all the pesto that you made. We're going to dump it into a pan that is on medium to high heat. Make sure you scrub it or scrape it all out good because pecans ain't cheap. Make sure you scrub all of that on out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some heavy whipping cream to it. It's going to be a pretty easy sauce to make up altogether. So I'm using about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You can use whatever makes your heart happy. Excuse me. You're going to go ahead, you're going to add that all into it. And you are going to mix them on up together. Beautiful thing about this meal is that it is a healthier alternative to like an Alfredo sauce or anything. Then you're going to go ahead and add some cheese to it. So I add about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of shredded Parmesan cheese to it. And I added a little bit of mozzarella as well, just to taste. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to mix all of those up and add some salt as well. After you mix it up and it all melts together, that is your sauce. You want to reduce your heat because you don't want it to burn. Then you're going to start by adding in your veggies, your meats, and your pasta. Once you added all those things in together, as you can see, guys, it looks like it smells good. I'm getting hungry again thinking about it. So you're going to go ahead and like I said, we're going to mix all of our meats in. That's the shrimp and the sausage. As you can see, I'm going to hand add in the chicken because, again, I'm only using half of it. After our chicken, we're going to add in our pasta. And we're just going to keep on mixing it all together until it's done. As you can see, a little cheesy sauce on the side dripping down. The sauce you made is good for a few things. You can even use that as a replacement on your pizza instead of marinara sauce. It's actually going to be really, really good. But that's pretty much it. You mix that together and you serve it up. The beautiful thing is this meal is mostly veggie because it's peas, it's all the different veggies we use, the pesto sauce, add it with some wine. You can use some wheat bread with a little garlic sauce on it, and you are good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this meal. If there's anything that you want to see in the future, please let me know. Please feel free to follow me on social media at Dream with Nick. That is Dream with Nick on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, be on the lookout for the next video. Make sure that you like this video, you comment, and you subscribe. And you also stick around for the next one that I'm going to post below. Thank you so much. And remember, girl, the way to his heart is through his stomach. So get in that kitchen and get to work.